I'm Chain Shane. Welcome to the first ever Chain Shane Direct. And probably the last, judging by how many times this video got delayed, and the stack of lawsuits taller than my serotonin levels. Something tells me we're not franchising this. Either way, this is a completely serious and professional news update. There are absolutely no jokes hidden in here, like sprinkles on a birthday cake that you baked at 3 a.m. using pancake mix and regret. Who am I kidding? This is already a train wreck. Anyways, today I've got music updates, a few surprise announcements, and maybe, just maybe, a glimpse into the void where all my unreleased tracks live. Also the procrastination demon that I had to strangle with a mic cable to make this happen. No promises though, because if I made one I would forget it immediately and then lie about it. Sit back, relax, and try to contain your confusion. Let's roll the first announcement. Let's talk about something new, something unfiltered, something unchained. Launching May 9th, assuming I don't spiral into an emotional burrito, I'm bringing you the Unchained podcast. New episodes every 2 weeks. Spotify? Check. YouTube? Obviously. Eventually, this podcast will be available wherever else you get podcasts. Assuming I win the ongoing custody battle with my upload schedule. If something happens, and this does not release on time, we blame the squirrels. Not because they're guilty, just because they can't file lawsuits. Every episode, I will be diving into my own music or music-adjacent chaos in a segment that I am currently calling Me Talking About Music Because I Couldn't Think of a Better Name. Yes, that's the full title. No, I'm not changing it, unless I have a dream about a better one. Then there's a segment called Ad Break. No spoilers, but it's not what you think, unless you're reading my mind. In that case, please leave and take your weird psychic energy with you. I'll also toss in 2 rotating segments each episode, like a mood ring in a microwave. What does that mean? I don't know. I blacked out writing that line. It could be comedy gold, it could be a full-on identity crisis in real time. Either way, these segments will be something. A more in-depth podcast breakdown video is coming sometime in May. Not quite a direct, not quite a teaser, just something I duct tape together like my emotional stability. And now, for the next announcement. About a month ago, I said Smile was finally dropping after 9 delays? That's more delays than the Mission Impossible franchise. Well, bad news. We have now crossed into Fast and Furious territory. That's right, delay number 10. I said this album would release late March or early April, and it's April 23rd. It's still early if you squint hard enough to legally need an eye patch. Truth is, life hit, procrastination hit harder, and I needed more time to give the album that final polish. But now, we're close. Real close. Like, one more all-nighter and a dangerous amount of caffeine close. Also, I reworked the track list. The original had 12 songs, about 5 of which were already out. Some were good, some were nostalgic at best. After this long of a delay, it felt weird to drop an album full of old stuff. So I made new songs to fill the gaps. And as a peace offering, or distraction, I added 2 extra tracks, and now we're sitting at 14 songs total. Boom! Deluxe-ish. TLDR, it's coming. Mark your calendars, or don't. I might delay it again, but hopefully not. Let's roll the next announcement before I jinx it. Alright, here's the deal. Missing in Action didn't pan out how I expected, which is a nice way of saying it crashed, burned, and then politely asked to be buried in a digital shoebox. Right now, I'm patching up that EP. reworking it into something I'll actually, hopefully, enjoy. Same bones, new face, basically a skeleton in a fresh wig. For way too long, I've been pumping out stuff just to say that I released something. Music made in panic mode, mixed with regret. That ends now. Starting today, I'm launching the Quality Music Initiative, QMI for short, because every dramatic creative shift needs a buzzword and a mildly pretentious acronym. The mission? First, finish Smile. Free it from its purgatory. Then, I'm hitting pause on everything until at least September. From now until then, I'll be deep cleaning the catalog, reworking old stuff, fixing messes, honoring that content wipe I teased way back in the Jurassic period. Will I release some things during this chaos window? Absolutely. Will some tracks vanish forever like that one weird cousin you only see at funerals? Absolutely, yes. Will Smile just release to avoid another delay and turn out like a flaming bag of nothingness? I hope not. But if it does, you bet I'm reworking those songs too. This is the beginning of a new phase. Less rush, more music I'm actually proud of. Get ready. Also, while we're on the topic of the QMI, let's talk about the content wipe. The Control-Alt-Delete of my creative output. There's 3 steps to this. Step 1, the YouTube channel is getting cleaned out. Most of the videos will be moved to a dusty archived playlist. I could just delete them all, but unfortunately I have emotions. Okay, slideshow's broken. Someone reboot the PowerPoint hamster. Anyway, step 2. My entire streaming catalog is going full Thanos. One release at a time. I'll be deleting the original, fixing it, and dropping a brand new reimagined version. Each re-release comes with both the new and original versions. Unless it's one of those songs. You know the ones. Those are getting launched into the digital sun. Reimagined equals full rewrites, new instrumentals, slightly improved mixes, and maybe, just maybe, a surprise kazoo solo. You've been warned. The wipe starts with Greener Side and ends with Missing in Action. Or Smile, if it completely implodes. Time will tell. Or Mock Me. Or both. Once the wipe's done, the rest of 2025 is all about refinement. Not just the little stuff. The cool little stuff. Like mini music lasers. Here's a sneak peek of what's coming. There's a few other smaller announcements that I wanted to add to this, but I did not have content for, so I will just list them off now. These include new behind the mask videos, lyrics on Spotify for all of my songs, and cover videos. The rest of 2025 is going to be fun. From here on out, there's going to be less clutter and more craft. And of course, a healthy scoop of nonsense. Speaking of smaller announcements, here is a rapid-fire collection of them. Enjoy. Last month, I teased that a second album could drop in September. Here's the honest update. Could it still happen? Yes, but it's hanging on by a thread, and that thread is chewing gum and a prayer. If the content wipe goes smoothly, you're looking at 3 new albums in 1 year. If things go south, which, let's be real, it's always an option, you'll get 2. Still a win, still more music than anyone asked for, including me. You're probably wondering about that mysterious 3rd album. Let's dive into that now.
You thought the story was over, but that was just the greener side. Not everyone gets a happy ending.
What you just watched was the first and probably only teaser trailer for The Other Side, which, as you saw in the teaser, is releasing October 31st of this year. Now, let's talk 2026. Once the wipe is behind us, once Smile, The Other Side, and maybe even Album 3 are unleashed into the world like caffeinated gremlins, I will be shifting back into high gear music mode. No strict schedule because, fun fact, I'm allergic to deadlines now. But you can expect way more releases, way more variety, and hopefully fewer emotional breakdowns per upload. And for those of you who have been waiting very, very patiently for music videos, good news. They're finally coming. 2026, real music videos with cameras, and maybe, even more shocking, storyboards that aren't just doodles of stick figures screaming. Oh, and one more thing, something people have been asking about for way too long, like archaeologists have probably found cave paintings about this request. That's right, merch is coming, 2026. No promises on what it will look like, how cursed it will be, or if any of it will make sense, but it will exist. Physically. Probably. Hopefully. We'll see. This next teaser is our final announcement of the day. Enjoy. Or, emotionally unravel. Dealer's choice. Not every song fits the story. Not every lyric makes the cut. Not every idea gets to see the light of day. Until now. July 18th. I'm releasing a brand new EP, a collection of 4 unreleased tracks from the past. Songs I wrote once, chucked into the emotional garbage bin, and never looked back at. Until now. These aren't lore-heavy epics, they're not polished masterpieces, and the lyrics, look, they're basically poetry if the poet was sleep-deprived and fueled by stale Doritos. I can't tell you the full track list, mostly because I'm still fighting the 4th song in hand-to-hand combat. But just know 3 tracks are locked, loaded, and ready for this weird little resurrection. Consider this your sonic palate cleanser, a little bit of old chaos to carry you into a whole new era of chaos. You're welcome. And that's it. That's the Chain Shane Direct. If you're still here, congratulations, you've survived 10 delays, 3 album teases, a kazoo-related crime scene, oh wait, I cut that part out, never mind, and an entire content wipe sneak peek. I've got a lot of stuff planned. Some of it might change, some of it might vanish like my self-esteem after reading old YouTube comments. But whether it's 1 track, a full album, or a 6-part documentary called Why I Can't Stop Rewriting Verses, just know, I'm doing all of this to make something better. Something real. Thanks for sticking around. Until next time.